all humility, apologize on behalf of the House and all the members for the aberrations of conduct and behavior of members on those days. I've taken responsibility for what happened in the House, and I admit the House is neither dignified nor exalted by those rancorous and unruly behavior of members. I promise to do everything within my power and authority to lead the House to chart a path of transformation, decency, and a change for the better. The conduct of members on those days also touches on the legality of the decisions arrived at in the House and how we arrive at those decisions. It will help for members to look at these issues dispassionately, in humility.
We would love to have a bite by telling us what he makes of what these members of parliament have been up to. But Eugene, which one comes first? Your take on what the actions or what led to the fisticuffs?
David, let me just give you the rundown what led to the blows. Then I also give you the contention when it comes to whether a deputy speaker has a vote when it comes to some of these matters. Let me state on record, I'm not a lawyer, and I won't pretend to be one. But I'll just give you some historical perspective of when Ghana derived some of these laws from. The UK, the US, their common law and all that. And I'll also give you some of the standing orders of Parliament and also the Constitution. So it's a little bit of lot of exercise, but bear with me, please. So this is how it started. Yesterday, the Finance Committee of Parliament approved the controversial E-levy bill for consideration by the House. This was done despite resistance by the minority caucus of the House. And let's not forget that they've always served notice that every step of that bill coming to become an act of Parliament will be subjected to a vote. They've always said that. A meeting of the committee on Monday, December 20, 2021 was convened to consider the bill, and it ended in the number of rounds of voting to decide the approval of the bill. There was the information that there were two processes of the bill, whether the bill should come under a certificate of urgency. And we know that was what led to the fight at the plenary, which is the entire House. At the committee level, that issue came. It was raised by the ranking member, Dr. Kesu Atufos, and the former deputy finance minister, and it was put to vote.
And it's so because they are racing against time.
Yes. And also, there was also the second one, whether the committee approves the bill. Let's not forget that the composition of the Finance Committee of Parliament is the 25-member committee. Then DC has 12 members, and then DC has 12 members, and MPP also has 12 members. But the chair is from the MPP, making it 13. That is the MP for Boase West Kwekukwati, former finance minister. In both instances, there was a tie. So the chairman of the committee used his prerogative vote to veto the bill into approval. So it means that at the committee level, because let's not forget the work of Parliament is done at the committee level, at the plenary, they are basically about the debate and approval or otherwise of the various bills and reports that have been submitted. So the Finance Committee yesterday approved the E-levy bill for the plenary. What it means that when it comes there, they will do some reading of the bill, there will be debate on the bill, and it will be voted or otherwise. Now, when it comes to Fisticuffs is a big English. When it comes to the blows,
before that, even at the Finance Committee level, like you said, I just want to chip in this. The chairman doesn't have a vote, and he doesn't have an initial or original vote. Yes. But if there's a tie, then per their standing orders, I think it's
what you call the prerogative vote.
2115 allows him to vote.
Yes. So when it comes to the plenary, yesterday there were a lot of bills that came. And
listeners, this is where you can join us on Facebook and get to appreciate all that transpired last night in Parliament. All right, this is Ghana's Parliament House. This is the floor of Parliament, where people, some refer to as honorable members of Parliament, are having their own gymnastics. Go and check it out for yourself. And this is not the first time this year. So watch the video, drop comments, tell us what you make of what you're seeing. Tell us what you make of it. Yes.
So David, when you went to the floor, the majority chief whip and the MP for Sawase, Honorable Muntaka, called for a division. They wanted to basically know the number of people in the House so that they decide whether the bill from the Finance Committee should be passed under the certificate of urgency. Let's not forget, when bills are introduced in Parliament, they are gazetted and they go through a 14-day window, a 2-week window where it's advertised and all of that. But when it comes under a certificate of urgency, especially from the executive, it is mostly taken to a 24-hour window. So Muntaka rose and was saying that they should take a division of the House. And David, when you go through there's not a lot of time, but when you go through the standing orders of Parliament, it shows clearly how the division should be conducted and all that. Basically, what it means is that they will say the ayes and the noes. Then the ayes will go out of the chamber, they will be called in, and their names will be ticked. So David Akuetteh will tick, the Laliatias we will tick, and you know the number of people representing either the ayes, the MPP, or in this case the noes, which is the NDC. Now, when the processes started, we realized that the MP for Fomena, Honorable Esiama, the surname is Esiama, so clearly he was called earlier. But even before that, Joe Osei has indicated that though Speaker Bagwin is missing, and I'll come to that later.
Missing, pa. I like the way you chose to use. But listen, hold on for me. And listen, we're encouraging you to join us on Facebook. I mean, see things for yourself. And so we can be nice or China now who's not Mushabi. And go and see the sports minister, the Lali's friend. In there. Join us on Facebook, LUV 99.5. See these members of Parliament, people who are representing you, your constituency. Go check out their behavior in Parliament and drop comments. Join us on Facebook right now. Please do this. We need to be able to find a solution to this kind of behavior from these members of Parliament.
We should. David, yesterday at 6:34 p.m., the majority leader rose. The House was in session and said that they were printing the bills to be submitted to all members of Parliament. They just conferred with each other, and the second deputy speaker, the MP from Honorable Esiama, adjourned the House for 20 minutes. Later, we heard that the NDC was saying that the speaker had gone to take his medication. The NDC side, also led by Honorable Afenyo Markins, MP for Futu, also said that the speaker is missing. That is why I chose to use that word. So when Parliament came and the division was called and they were doing the counting and everything, let's not forget, Joe Wise decided or gave the notice that he will vote because he's representing the good people of Bekwai. And David, I'll give you the historical perspective of that.
But before you do that, when there was the voice candidate, Joe said who add his voice to the ears and the nose?
He didn't.
He did it because he was in the seat as speaker.
As speaker, but okay. Even before I go that, let me just give you this, David. What Ghana's parliamentary democracy is a hybrid of the Westminster and also the capital parliament systems in the UK and also the US. But unlike the UK and the US, Ghana has no upper house. So let me say that the practice of the speaker not voting is borrowed from the UK House of Commons, and therefore it is a convention that speakers remain strictly non-partisan and renounce all affiliation with their former political parties once elected into office. That is why I have a precedent. When Honorable the speaker during President Mohammed's time, I forgot, Duajaho had to resign his seat to become the speaker. Do you get it? We borrowed this from the UK practice because they for obvious reason, colonized and all that. For this reason, the Speaker of the House of Commons does not partake in the debate or vote. However, this is not entirely true, and in fact, the Speaker of the House of Commons can vote only on a very rare occasion. The rare occasion is to break a tie in a very important matter of national importance, so similar to what will happen at the Finance Committee level. However, the convention is that the Speaker exercises this rare casting vote only to advance further debate on the matter and for the status quo to remain, but not for one side to win or close the matter. So the speaker comes in not to say the NDC has won or the MPP has won. When you take the practice from the UK, where their deliverables are basically what forms our constitution. Now, the rare casting vote is known as the Speaker Demission Rule or Convention, which when used results in either further debate or a vote for the status quo. So basically what he's saying is that in the UK, the speaker can vote on certain occasions, but it doesn't give a winning impetus to say the MPP or the NDC. Now, when it comes to the standing orders of Parliament, and I said I'm not a lawyer again, but David, let's read it. When it comes to the standing orders of Parliament, Order 1823, this is what it says. A deputy speaker or any other member presiding shall not retain his original vote while presiding. Joe. This is the standing order of Parliament 1083. I read again. A deputy speaker or any other member presiding shall not retain his original vote while presiding. This is the standing order of Parliament. Parliament is conducted by two supreme documents, the standing orders and also the constitution of the land. When you go to the constitution, let's not forget, recently the issue about quorum. When you go to the Parliament, 1042 also makes an interesting provision there. Dave, let me read 1042. It says that the speaker shall have neither an original nor casting vote. When Bagwin returned from Dubai, he interpreted the law to mean that Joe Osei-Wusu, when sitting in for him, cannot call himself the speaker. And indeed, when Honorable K.T. Hammond, the MP for Dansoa Soko, was making a submission tomorrow after Dr. Dominic Ayene, he said that they should refer to the speaker as the first deputy speaker and not the speaker. So when you read 1042 says that the speaker shall have neither nor casting vote or original vote. They didn't say the deputy speaker. Nope. But the standing orders talks about the deputy speaker.
So which one supersedes the other? Is it the constitution or the standing orders?
David, I'm not a lawyer, but a layman point of view is that the standing orders of parliament is not supreme to the constitution of the republic.
Thank you very much.
The constitution of the republic is the supreme document.
Thank you very
land.
much.
But therefore, David, the reason why this issue has become a contention is that we've never had a hung parliament in this fourth republic, and even in our history, in our 64-year history as a country. Now, for me, I think that based on all this I've told you, taking you through the UK, their system, how the House of Commons is run and all that, it is for our Supreme Court to interpret 1042. Because he says the speaker. Because Dave, let's not forget, the speaker is not a member of the House. He's not a member of Parliament. Honorable Bagwen do not have a constituency. But the deputy speaker and the second deputy speaker, the first deputy and the second deputy speaker, are respectively members of Parliament for Bekwai and Fomena. And one side of the House is arguing that those good people of Bekwai and Fomena must have a voice when decisions are being taken in Parliament. The other school of thought is also saying that when you read the standing order 1083, it is explicit that a deputy speaker shall not. And you see, the standing order even went further. He said that a deputy speaker or any other member. So it means that even if Joe Osei-Wusu is not there, even if Honorable Esiama is not there, and let's say my MP, the MP for Subin, Eugene Boachientwi, is sitting in the chair, he will not vote. So, David,
once you mount the seat and you preside, you do not have a vote.
Yeah, that's what the standing order says. But, David, on the speaker,
as to where he was,
yes,
hold on for me. I want you to still send us your voice notes. Haven't heard us so far, having watched what we've shown you whilst we stream live on Facebook, we want you to send us your voice notes. Send us voice notes. Don't let it go beyond a minute. 055-11-11995. 055-11-11995. If you're still with us, and I know most of you are with us on Facebook, drop comments there. Drop comments telling us what you make of what you're seeing. Because CBG, your most trusted bank, is standing with you. All their branches are opened and poised to serve you as they enforce all.
Charlie today, dear.
of the majority was not informed about the whereabouts of the speaker. And for me, this is shameful when you listen to the words of Honorable Bagben, especially when how he came to office on the event of the 6th and 7th of January. It should be guided. David, we cannot have a parliament where machoism and some of these pictures are what always comes out of our parliament. When these people are voting for their car allowance, we didn't see this. When these people are voting for what they would take for their S-gratia, we don't see this. Anytime it comes to decisions that borders about the ordinary Ghanaians, David, how many of them will be affected by the 5 cedis and 10 cedis E-levy when the bill is
they
passed?
tell us that they're masters of their own rules. And if that is anything to go by, you have rules and regulations and laws that you work with. Your standing orders are available for you. If for whatever reason you don't agree on something, follow on the standing orders and make use of it.
David, you see, I didn't want to say it, but let me say this. From my observation, I think that Honorable Chairman Sabonsu should look himself in the mirror and ask himself, as the leader of the House, after all that has happened in Parliament, the event of when December started, 6th and 7th of January, what has he done? When you listen to his speech just Sunday, the same person came to Heroes Park and was calling for MPP members to allow these MPs to go on the post. They do not learn from the event in Akuetteh. They didn't learn from the event in Asawase. They learned nothing from what happened in Fomena. This same person mounted the podium, spoke for close to 30 minutes, and had the effrontery to go back and tell the MPP members to allow these same MPs to go on the post.
03220-83596. Listeners, join us now. 03220-83596. That's the number to reach us on. And you know what? I want you to take a listen again to what Honorable Bagben, said upon his return from Dubai. He didn't go for treatment, though. He went for medical checkup. And if you're going to Parliament and you know that you're not well, sit home. Again, when you go to Parliament, go along with your medications. Listen, take a listen to Bagben when he returned from Dubai and apologizing to Ghanaians.
I, with all humility, apologize on behalf of the House and all the members for the aberrations of conduct and behavior of members on those days. I've taken responsibility for what happened in the House, and I admit the House is neither dignified nor exalted by those rancorous and unruly behavior of members. I promise to do everything within my power and authority to lead the House to chart a path of transformation, decency, and a change for the better. The conduct of members on those days also touches on the legality of the decisions arrived at in the House and how we arrive at those decisions. It will help for members to look at these issues dispassionately, in humility, devoid of egos and partisanship. As a house of honor, dignity, and as I often say, measureless might and majesty, members of Parliament should, for a while, allow the 1992 Constitution, the enabling laws, precedents, and the standing order of the House to lead the way. I, with all humility, apologize.
All right, please. So 03220-83596. That is the number to call. Christophe, good morning.
David,
Yes, sir.
Morning. David.
Yes, sir.
What is happening? I think we should be worried about the incidences in Parliament. It's becoming unbecoming. These are people we see. We applaud them. We hail them in high esteem. The lawmakers, our representatives, that we think they can reason, create, and change the fortunes of ordinary Ghana. And if this is what they are doing, then David, then I don't see any future of Ghana. And for the first time in Ghana, I think we should be very worried about this. David, to me, I think I'll suggest that the wives is a problem for all these things. Because look, henceforth, I think the deputy speaker of our parliament should be an MP. I think they should be appointed. Because if the MP assumes what I put it like a speaker, then why will he have to vote again? So I think our constitution has to be amended, and so they should come out and render an unqualified apology. You can hear, because we are losing faith in them, we are losing confidence in them. But what they are doing, I think, is an eyesore.
Thank you very much, Chris, for joining us. Sahini is also on the line, and you can also be a part of the conversation by calling us on 03220-83596. 03220-83596. Sahini, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, David. I hope all is well.
Grace has found me. Thanks for asking.
But all is not well in Ghana, because our leaders who are supposed to teach us sense are not having sense themselves. But David, one thing I would say is, when did they start realizing that some people must have a say, must have a voice in parliament, so their representatives should represent them? Why are we so hypocrites? Why have they forgotten the South people? So they are telling us that the South people are dumb. Voice. But when it comes to this, you are telling me the foreigners, the Bekwais, they also have a voice, but the South doesn't have a voice. We are hypocrites. And the MPs, no, I think they are joking too much. And this is bringing us to what I've been calling for, and most of Ghanaians have been calling for. The revolution is near. We have to get up, stand for our rights, fight for our rights, and push all these things and the bogus constitution aside. Have you seen?
Well, you cannot refer to the constitution as bogus. You might not like the things in there, but don't refer to it as bogus. You can also join us on 3220-83596. Now, ECG will undertake planned maintenance works to improve service delivery as follows. Date Tuesday, that is today, the 21st of December 2021, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Areas to be affected are Chronom, Abrohia, Angel International School, Boho and its environs, Bremen and its environs, part of Magazine, Tafo and its environs, Wesley Girls School, Etimitim and its environs, and part of Pankrono. Other areas include Barikesi, Headworks, Chronom Cement, Sofia and its environs, Konsa Quarry, Adankwame and its environs, and the rest are AJ, Fanji Quarry, Necha Quarry, Amwaman and its environs, Ofinso and its environs, Barikesi Town and its environs, Boaman and its environs, Ahinkro, Kwaman, Kodia and its environs, Patasi, Duman and its environs, Nkwantakesi and KCF Company. ECG regrets the inconvenience that all will arise out of the exercise that they're embarking on. Is this Champagne I have on the line? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, Champagne.
Well, David, my contribution is very simple. But first of all, I would like to say good morning to Honorable Joseph Yamin, incoming national organizer of NDC. You see, Chairman Sabonsu should understand that when you are a leader of the House, you lead every single member in the Parliament. So your responsibility is to act as a good leader. If something is not right, make sure you say it the way it is. And then again, this E-levy thing, how can a sitting member of Parliament would not even think of his constituents, people that live in his constituents, how many people would this affect? And now you call yourself a member of Parliament. I'm sorry, we are really joking in our Ghanaian politics. To be honest with you, NPP should understand that whatever you do today will go round and turn to you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much as well for calling us. 03220-83596 is the number to reach us on. 03220-83596. Kofi, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Bernie. How are you?
I am well, Kofi. Thanks for asking.
First of all, I want to commend NDC MPs who went to Parliament yesterday. I'm in full support of whatever they are doing there. It is about time we let MPP know that they are not superiors over anybody. If you look at their posture, they want to portray that they are superior to everybody in Ghana. You know that your standing orders does not permit whoever is presiding on the day to vote. But it's unfortunate you didn't play the those a voice. He said he was going to vote. And that was the reason why all that we saw happened. He said it, and he knew that he was not part of the MPs who were supposed to vote. And so is it not showing egos that they are superior than the NDC?
Kofi, let me ask you a simple question. Do you condone the fisticuffs that took place, the punches, the trading of punches?
Yes, I support it 100%.
I hear you, Kofi. Thanks for joining us on radio. I appreciate your call. 03220-83596 is the number to reach us on. We're showing you videos. We're showing you lots of visuals on our live stream on Facebook as to what happened in Parliament, yesterday night. This is not the first time we're seeing such a thing. But listen, we'd like for you to share your thoughts on what it is that took place yesterday in Parliament. Political Thinker is with us. Good morning.
Good morning, good brother Superman David Akuetteh. Yeah, I think my little contribution in this morning is that, in fact, we have all been in a kindergarten room before. And our Parliament House, it is so sad that it has turned into a kindergarten room. Even when finance minister is coming to read a budget, which is our life, the poor man life, you will see the same. So they don't even allow us to even hear what is going on in this country. It is sad, So if you look at the way people pay themselves through and get themselves into that house, it's like if I have money, I can go to Ghana Parliament House. This is what is happening now. But not to go and save Mother Ghana. That is killing us. And I think the people we're having today in Parliament, David, they are not fit to be there.
I hear you. And that was a political thinker there. If somebody has spoken against Parliament, that person would have been hauled before the Privileges Committee. And you are in Parliament and you are misconducting, misbehaving yourself. You put up a 20-member committee to look into some of these things. What is happening?
David, they told you they are the masters of
their own rules.
So within Parliament, they can do whatever they like. But when they sit outside, yes.
Salifu Sahaku, good morning. Hello, Salifu Sahaku.
My boss, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Salifu.
My boss, I'm very sad today as a Ghanaian, honestly speaking. Very, very, very sad. The way and manner our parliamentarians are treating us is very bad. You see, the majority side have planned whatever that we Ghanaians don't want, whatever they want, whether we want it or not, we need it or not, they will impose it on us. Look at what happened. The time he threw the question, the noes have it, but he deliberately said the yes have it. That was why the controversy started. What is all this? Members of Parliament, look at what was happening yesterday. Then if your child is watching this, members of honorables, look at what was happening. Just because you want to impose some killer tax on us, Ghanaians say we don't want it, and then you want to force it on us. What is happening in this country? But they should bear in mind that position is not position. 2024 is just at the corner. Their constituents are watching. I'm sad.
Well, you're not the only one who's sad. Salifu Sahaku, thanks for joining us. 03220-83596. Kwabena, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, Dave, good morning. Hope you are all fine.
By grace, we are all well in here.
Dave, listen, I always want to look at the realistic aspect of things. What we saw yesterday, I'm not surprised at all. When the MPP came to Kumasi, they told everybody that they were going back to pass the E-levy. I was sitting in my room and I was asking myself, have they been able to get a consensus on this? And they knew they were going to pass to support them. But later, the other parts were also saying they are not going to allow it. So I knew definitely there's going to be a confrontation. The point is that it's not ready to work with our rules. The same way, we are also not ready to listen to our citizens' cry. They know for sure that majority of Ghanaians don't support the E-levy. But they've also seen that that is the money to do what they've promised to do just to get the next election sorted for them. So they will do whatever. They know that, let's say, two or let's say 6 months to the next election, they knew what they would do.
But let me ask this question, Kwabena. Do you think that if they thread punches in Parliament, it is going to help prevent the passing of the E-levy, the 1.75?
That's what I told you, that I'm looking at the release. I'm not saying it's good they did that. The point is that it was bound to happen from the posture of both of the parties. It was just about to happen. And we all sat as if we didn't know it was going to happen. So when the chairman kept using his power to pass it at the committee stages, you knew what was going to, and they even said it there.
It was not his power, it is what the standing orders, they use the standing orders. So when there was a division, he voted in favor of passing the bill under a certificate of urgency.
Listen, what I'm saying is that I understand all that process. But what the minorities kept saying that when they get to the main chamber,
plenary,
they're not going to allow it.
Yeah.
So what were we waiting for? So I'm not surprised at that point bargain couldn't be found, because it's a numbers game. They were just looking at how they can get the numbers on their favor.
I hear you, Kwabena. Thanks for joining us, Kwabena, there. Let's pick 2 more calls on the phone lines, and we will bring 2 listeners, voice notes from people who have sent it to us as well. So 0322083596. I'm told we have Stephen Wonder on the line. Stephen, all my producers, everybody are fine. I know that the people who sponsor you are also fine. Let's hear you, Stephen Wonder.
Are you sure, Frank? Dr. Frank Amwako Hele.
Charlie, Stephen Wonder, I have told you once and twice. I beg you, let's go straight to the point. I beg you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sad. And I'm really sad because is this Ghana? Is the initial Ghana that Nanado was interested to come and head us? If it were to be so, was he interested to come and head us here? I'm too sad because the same MPs that you people, the one you are sitting over there, the one who is listening to me, Stephen Wonder, this morning, that the MP that you voted for him, today you said that you don't want mobile money tax, but that same MP that you voted for him, said that you like it or you not, you have to pay. But today, the MP that you didn't vote for him, who is NDC MP, is fighting for you. But you are sitting there, you are crucified, or you are trying to tell the NDC MP that you don't have good mind. If we were paying this money, this taxation, this borrowing, and the president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was using it meaningfully, we wouldn't even argue with it. But the president is not using our money usefully. He is using the money, renting a plane, and then going on air, trying to buy presidential jet when the presidential jet is there. And we are saying that if that is how the president is going to use our money, no more tax again. We will not allow this thing to be going on because you can't build, you don't want to build school for us, you don't want to build hospital, you won't build market, anything. And you are piling the debt on us.
I hear you, Stephen Wonder. We're grateful that you joined us. Francis, do we have Francis on the line? Is Francis on the line? Hello, Francis. Good morning, Francis.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Nana.
Okay, so we lost Francis on the line. Francis, apologies to you. Nana, good morning.
Good morning. I think that we are where we are all because of the loss of trust that Ghanaians basically have in the politicians to judiciously use our taxes. And that's why people are opposed to this E-levy. Otherwise, I think that it's a very innovative way of getting everybody to be able to pay taxes. The other thing is that we need to look at the margins. But on the issue of what happened yesterday in Parliament, I am tempted to lay the blame at the doorstep of the Speaker of Parliament. Where was he? Okay, when he came back, he was admonishing everybody to abide by the rules, the Constitution, and all that. But when it came to such a very important decision making, he was nowhere to be found. I think that we need a speaker to be present, to chair and steer the affairs in such critical moments. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we are now. Our politicians and our members of parliament must know that the entire nation is looking at them. And we must do things right.
And indeed, we must do things right. Thank you very much, Nana, for calling us. At this point in time, we've got loads of your voice notes, and we're more than ready to share them with the rest of the world. Let's start with this very first one. And what is the person saying? Take a listen.
Good morning, Mr. David. My name is Noah. Wow. I tell me, it saddened my heart. I'm in a state of pain, feeling like not being a Ghanaian, feeling like I do not belong to the people of Ghana, simple because those who are supposed to know the law better and act as dignified people and respectable people as the world is watching them, behave like they are naives in a such a way that you have to exchange blows simply because you are trying to subject Ghanaians to suffering with E-levy taxes in Ghana. Come on, what kind of country is this? Mr. David, I have to stop here. I don't want to go.
And please stop here before you throw a bomb. I don't want to have a brawl with you as well. Thanks very much, Noah. Let's move on.
Morning, Love FM. This is Elijah Abu. You see, I am short of words to describe them as honorable members of parliament. In fact, I am saying my mind. I see them as students. If you are those there setting up the laws, is that how to behave when you lose a ruling, or possibly you set yourself out that you are masters of your own rules and regulations? How can that be possible in this modern Ghana or in a modern society? So if you lose, should you take blows? Should you take to your arms? Is that what they are telling Ghanaians? It's a shame on them.
And that was Malaji Abu there. We have another one for you.
This current parliament people are a disgrace to Ghana and a disgrace to themselves. In fact, to their family and the constituency they belong. I remember the days of Papa Wuswakoma, J.H. Mensah, Ken Jansa on the NDC side, and then Vituk Beho on the NDC side. I mean, they were people with brains. People, when you see them or hear or read parliamentary hazard, you see that they talk with brains, but not these current parliamentarians who talk and they behave anyhow. Please, they are shameful. And in fact, I wonder if they have kids and how they will be telling their kids.
Well, thank you for sending that one in as well. We have more to share. Let's go.
Hello, good morning, David. My name is Samuel. I think the reason why the chaos broke out in Parliament yesterday was because the parliamentarians did not simply want to follow the rules. My understanding is that the standing orders of Parliament are clear, that if you are presiding, you cannot vote. So why is it that the first Deputy Speaker wanted to vote even though he was presiding? And that led to the chaos. So you see, when we don't want to have this situation, we must simply abide by the rules. When we say democracy, it is not when it suits us. Whether it suits us or not, we must embrace it. And that is what we call democracy. It is not when it suits you, then it is democracy. But when it doesn't suit you, then you try to bend the rules to favor yourself. I think the parliamentarians have to look at it.
You see, David, I sometimes sit down and then ask myself, are our so-called honorables, are they really honorable? They come on radio, they come on television, they talk as if we, the youth of today, we have nothing to do. We don't have ideas, we have nothing. And then they are learned, they've gone to the school, whatever they want to go. And at the end of the day, you sit on your TV set and you see all these people with all these accolades going to this professor, that, doing this on the floor of Parliament, a supposedly place where all laws in Ghana are made. This is serious. This shouldn't be looked and then we ignore just like any other issue comes and then go. It is very serious.
Indeed, it's very, very serious and very unfortunate as well. Leo Stanley Boyte joins me again. He's got some messages from Facebook. Leo, please.
And this is from Agawa Noah. He says, totally lawless leaders trying to rule lawful citizens in the country. This doesn't augur well in 21st century so far as democratic dispensation is concerned. David, I have stopped before. I will type something that may be well so far listeners and viewers are concerned. From Schifferman Osei, he says, yesterday was Ghana's day of shame in Parliament, and I blame the MPs who betrayed the party's candidate and elected Honorable Babin as Speaker. Anyone can easily predict that this Parliament under Honorable Babin will be the worst Parliament Ghana has ever had, and it's sad for our democracy. And this is from Star Voice. He says the MPP is just desperate. If you want to have a vote as sitting speaker just because your constituents must be represented, what about the people of Sao you deliberately left out all these years? Are they not Ghanaians? Shouldn't they have a voice? Hypocrisy of the highest order by the government. And this is from Ray Fadil Mohammed. It says it tells you how irresponsible they are. And this is from Maukonya Lala. He says, why did this happen? And from Richard Donko, he says, so whilst I was deeply asleep, my MPs were fighting and beating themselves like kids. From Akrokeri Jr., he says he's watching us from Akrokeri. From Samilia Amufa, he says, where is the benefit of education? What happened to tolerance? What happened to dialogue? That you should trade blows to approve this? What history and legacy are you building for younger generations? Very disappointing. This is from Samuel Cranton. He says, the man on phone is just another political being. Kofi Abwaji says, these people called honorable, it's a shame for Mother Ghana. And he says the problem is always bringing in, okay. Morgan says, my question is, who in this country is in support of this wicked E-levy? This current government is really provoking. Honorable Ras Akito says, I pray the minority do all what they can to resist this E-levy. Ghanaians are suffering and they must not sit there for it to get worse. If thinking outside the box is the way of taxing mobile money, as Baumia said, then my 4-year-old son can do better than this current government. And he says, and this is from Isaac Ajay, he says, I can't be sad in this country. He seems to be enjoying their
And you know, we say that the young ones are the future leaders of each and every country. We know not too long ago, during similar elections, on campus, similar thing happened at the Great Hall. They destroyed stuff, they threw punches, threw all manner of materials at each other. Well, that conversation is still raging on, and we will be crossing over to Joy 99.7 in a bit for more on all that transpired in Parliament yesterday. Please stay with us. This has been Love in the Morning. This is Love 99.5.
Charlie, today, dear. Charlie, today, dear.
On behalf of the House and all the members, for the aberrations of conduct and behavior of members on those days. I've taken responsibility for what happened in the House, and I admit the House is neither dignified nor exalted by those rancorous and unruly behavior of members. I promise to do everything within my power and authority to lead the House to chart a path of transformation, decency, and a change for the better. The conduct of members on those days also touches on the legality of the decisions arrived at in the House and how we arrive at those decisions. It will help for members to look at these issues dispassionately, in humility, devoid of egos and partisanship. As a house of honor, dignity, and as I often say, measureless might and majesty, members of Parliament should, for a while, allow the 1992 Constitution, the enabling laws, precedents, and the standing order of the House to lead the way. I, with all humility, apologize on behalf of the House and all the members for the aberrations of conduct and behavior of members on those days. I've taken responsibility for what happened in the House, and I admit the House is neither dignified nor exalted by those rancorous and unruly behavior of members. I promise to do everything within my power and authority to lead the House to chart a path of transformation, decency, and a change for the better. The conduct of members on those days also touches on the legality of the decisions arrived at in the House and how we arrive at those decisions. It will help for members to look at these issues dispassionately, in humility, devoid of egos and partisanship. As a house of honor, dignity, and as I often say, measureless might and majesty, members of Parliament should, for a while, allow the 1992 Constitution, the enabling laws, precedents, and the standing order of the House to lead the way. I, with all humility, apologize on behalf of the House and all the members for the aberrations of conduct and behavior of members on those days. I've taken responsibility for what happened in the House, and I admit the House is neither dignified nor exalted by those rancorous and unruly behavior of members. I promise to do everything within my power and authority to lead the House to chart a path of transformation, decency, and a change for the better. The conduct of members on those days also touches on the legality of the decisions arrived at in the House and how we arrive at those decisions. It will help for members to look at these issues dispassionately, in humility, devoid of egos and partisanship. As a house of honor, dignity, and as I often say, measureless might and majesty, members of Parliament should, for a while, allow the 1992 Constitution, the enabling laws, precedents, and the standings order of the House to lead the way.